Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, the biggest YouTube channel in the entire world, I would say. I think we have the biggest following. I think I'm in line to beat Mr. Beast. It's just rumors, I don't know. Anyway, how are you guys doing? My name is Lindsay, also known as Phantometteofficial. I am a ghost hunter and I like all things that are spooky. And today I have a topic I want to talk to you guys about. I wasn't gonna talk about this originally. This is something that's actually very personal to me, and I avoided talking about it for a while just for fear of rejection or criticism because it is so close and personal to my heart. But I have a feeling that when I put this out, there's going to be a lot of other people that have similar stories to what I'm about to tell you. So basically, as you guys know, if you've been following me for a bit closely, my father unfortunately passed away about 2 years ago, and this was a very, very unexpected thing that happened. And it was really hard. It was very, very hard. I've actually never before this time lost somebody close to me. So I really didn't know how to act, how to handle it. Just it's if you've been there, you get it. There's not really a lot of words you can put to that. But with what I do, and I obviously am very, very interested in the spiritual world and everything that comes along with it. And I would consider myself pretty tuned in. Like, I would say I'm at least slightly more intuitive than the average person. So, with that being said, when my dad passed away, I wanted to kind of put this afterlife thing to the test in a very personal way that really maybe I would only understand, to just kind of really further solidify like what happens after we die, because that's the big burning question, and that's where religion kind of comes in, I guess. And everyone has different beliefs, and whatever you believe in, I believe that works for you. I don't criticize anyone's beliefs. I'll never push a religion on anyone or tell someone not to believe something, because that's personal. So after my dad passed away, I talked to him. I talked to him out loud because I didn't really know what else to do. And I asked him specifically to send me an item so that I knew he was listening. So I don't remember what the show is called. I think it was Life After Death or something along those lines on Netflix, of people having like near death experiences and strange things. And I think it was on that show. But anyway, some show I watched, it was a whole series about that. So when people had someone close to them that passed away, they would ask for a very specific item for that person to send them so that they knew they heard them or could hear them, or just, sending a sign. So anyway, I remember asking specifically for a white feather. I don't know why a white feather. I can't say I see a lot of white feathers around. I live in Las Vegas. It was just the first thing that came to mind. It just resonated with me. And I remember right after it happened, I was sitting in this parking lot. This was maybe a couple days after. But because it was unexpected, I don't exactly know what the cause of death was. We'll just kind of put it in the category of some kind of heart attack. But I didn't get all the details of what happened, and my dad's girlfriend was with him at the time. So I had called her because I just really needed to hear what happened, because I was just at a loss of words and just really confused and didn't know what to do with all my emotions. So it was really, really hard to hear all the details, but I knew I had to hear it. And while I was sitting there listening to the story from my dad's girlfriend, a feather flew up quite literally onto my shoe, like a perfectly fluffy, brand new, white looking feather. And I told her right away, I was like, oh my God, like I had asked my dad to send me a feather if he can hear me. And at that moment, I believe that was the first of many, many feathers that were sent. It gets crazy. It's still crazy. I got another one today. So I still have that feather, and I wish I had it to show you guys. But it's in my room somewhere. I obviously kept that feather because that was the first one. So beyond that, I would test it a lot. On certain days, if I'm feeling down or if I'm just questioning things I do, I'll ask him out loud. I'm like, hey, Dad, if you can hear me still, send me a white feather. And I shit you not, every time I've asked, it has always been sent. And if I question it, like I'm very skeptical when it comes to this because I don't know what to believe with it. So if I question the way the feather showed up, I'm like, like I'm outside and there's birds over here. Later that same day, another one will show up, and I am not exaggerating. I'm not like grasping at straws here. Like this really has gotten so crazy. So there's just so many stories. So I'm just going to kind of tell you guys the main ones that I remember off the top of my head. I remember it was the first Father's Day after he passed, which was a very hard day. Obviously, everyone talking about their dads. It wasn't an easy time, and I knew that. And I remember going out to some casino, just like going out for the night to kind of get my mind off of things. And I had asked that day, of course, for a feather, and it was late, and I didn't get a feather, and I was a little disappointed. So I'm parked in a parking garage in Las Vegas at some casino. And I recall going up to my car and going, oh, I think someone hit my car. It looked like there was about this big, it looked like a big scratch on my passenger side door. And then I get a closer look and I realize it is a large, very large white feather stuck to the side of my door. And my heart like skipped a beat for a second. I was like, oh my God, wait, like it's Father's Day. Like there's no way. There's no way. And of course, being skeptical about this still, I brushed it off. I was like, I would, you know, birds. So I get home that night. I drive home, go to sleep, get up in the morning. In the morning, I go to my car. I get in my car. No one else has been in my car between these times. And there was a fluffy, bright white, like it looked brand new, like untouched. It wasn't dirty, didn't have any black spots, like a perfect white fluffy feather right on my dashboard in front of my steering wheel. Now, I know for a fact I would have saw that the previous night if it was there. And it wasn't the same feather, completely different feather. Like the other one was one of those big long ones. This was like a little fluffy one. And I remember just crying so hard out of happiness because I knew at that point, this is real. This is a real thing. And just, I was astonished. It was crazy. It was crazy. So that was a pretty cool one. These might be a little out of order. I'm just trying to have a memory recall here. I know this house that I live in now, when I found it, I was looking for houses to rent with Tanner, and we both really love this house, except the owner didn't want us to rent because of Kiki, my dog. So we looked at other places, everything was falling through, and I was like, man, I really want that house. And I came here to look at it. They were finally going to let us, like, consider us moving here. And I got here, and we were touring around the house, and I went into the backyard, and as soon as I opened the door, there was a big white feather right outside the back door, and I knew. I was like, it's going to happen. I'm going to get this house. And I did. And I kept that feather too. It's in my kitchen. All the very significant feathers I try to keep. I see them very often though, so I don't want to be a crazy feather collector woman, so I don't keep all of them, but I do have those ones. Really, anytime I need confirmation, I'll ask for the feather, and Tanner, my boyfriend, knows about this feather story now, and he is even astonished because, like, I'll tell him, like, if I'm having a bad day, like, I want to get a feather, and it'll just come in the strangest of times. And I know, you could say with a skeptical mind, maybe you're seeing them because you're looking for them. Like if you think about a red car, you're going to see a lot of red cars. But the thing with this is, I think there is a universal language or language from the other side. And if you know how to read this, you get it, you understand it. So yeah, you can brush it away, or you can test it yourself and see how this stuff really works, because it is so fascinating when you really get down to what this is all about. So I wish I remember the name of that show, because there was some really crazy ones on there, like not just like a feather, like it'd be like a specific kind of bird or like a marble. I don't think there was a marble on there. I think I just made that up. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other really significant ones. I know I have like tons of stories and they just get crazier and crazier, but it just really heartwarming for that to happen even today. And I take these feathers sometimes when I don't ask for them as a sign I'm on the right path. There's been many times I'll be walking somewhere and it'll be right in my footpath. So it's kind of like okay, like when people see 1111, they're like, make a wish. Like it's just these like little signals that you ask for. And today, Tanner got a new office. And when we went in there, there's a big white feather. And I'm like, hey, like you're on the right path. Like you're doing good. It's like the feather gods are guiding me. It's cool. So anyway, I just really wanted to share that with you guys, because I'm sure there'll be more stories in the future, and I just kind of want you guys to have the inside scoop of what's been going on. And I genuinely would really like to hear your story if this has happened to you, or if it has happened to somebody you know. I would say leave it in the comments if you feel comfortable, but I know with this stuff, sometimes it's personal. So I do have an email. You can send me an email if it's super long, and I will read them. I want to look more into this and how many people this happens to, and I'm sure there's crazier stories than mine. So if you want to email me the longer story, my email is phantometteofficial@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. So don't spam me though, like please don't send me crazy messages. I'll have to block you. And I don't want to do that, because I like you guys. I love you guys. Like I just all the support on my channel as of recently, because obviously I'm trying to be on here a bit more. And I've been getting a lot of really great support, and it warms my heart. It makes me a happy girl. So make sure you're subscribed, because I know sometimes I think I'm subscribed to a channel and I look and I'm like, I never clicked it. So make sure you clicked it. Leave a comment, your thoughts on this episode. And if you like my channel or you like this story, share it with a friend. But anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for the nice chat. I hope you have an amazing day or an amazing night whenever you might be watching this. And until next time, love you.